Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, Mo Hunt Silver. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. For this video, we are going to be doing a 2-box nickel hunt. This will be Nickel Hunt and Fill episode number 17, boxes 18 and 19 for the series in our Jefferson nickel albums and also our Buffalo nickel album. So I do have 2 circulated boxes of nickels that we will be hunting through in this video here, like I said before. And we're going to be trying to see how many more spots we can fill in these albums. We did make it up to 153 of 192 in our Jefferson nickel albums, and we're still stuck at 9 in our Buffalo nickel album. So besides stuff for the albums, we're also going to be looking for any kind of wartime silver nickels, which also could, some of those could still go in the albums. But any Buffalo nickels, V nickels, proof nickels, foreign coins, or anything else cool, DDOs, errors, anything like that. So I will get the albums out of the way and get box number 18 into position, and we will start hunting through some nickels. Let's hope we have a good hunt. I would also just like to take a second before we start this hunt to welcome any new subscribers and say thank you to all my existing subscribers. You guys are great. We're almost at 1,200, and I can't believe it. So thank you. All right, we'll get into roll number 1 and kick off this hunt. Roll number 2 is going to have a 40s find in it, a 1948, and that's going to be out of Philadelphia. And then also in roll number 1, we did find 2 from the 50s, but I'm only going to film the 40s and anything else, errors or variety wise or key date wise. But we have a 56 Denver and a 1954 Denver. Both those came out of roll number 1. So we can now move on to roll number 3 and see what else that'll give us. Roll number 5, I just had it kind of spill out on me, but we did uncover a 1941 right here. And let's see what this is for a mint. It's pretty well worn. It's circulated, 1941 out of Philadelphia. All right. If there's any errors or varieties, I'll be back to share it. Roll number 11. And we're going to have a new oldest for the hunt. We have a 1939. If this has a mint mark, it will be a key date coin. So let's give it the flip and see what it has. And that's going to be Philadelphia. But we can still check it for the doubling on the reverse, which I do not see at all. And let's see, is there any kind of doubling on the obverse at all? No. Doesn't look like it. Alrighty. But that's cool. We'll still take it. All right. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Roll 13 is going to give us another 40s Jefferson nickel. And I have a 1940 right here. And we can flip this over and see if it has a mint mark. And that's not going to, so that'll be a 1940 out of Philly. That is pretty slick. Right. And we also found a couple 50s nickels in the last few rolls. This one here was in the roll before, in roll 12. But we have a 1958 out of Denver. And what else did I find here? 1952, a couple rolls earlier. And that one's also out of Denver. So, all right. Not doing too bad so far. Roll number 20 is going to give us 2 finds in the 40s. First one is going to be right here in the front. We have a 1949. And if this has a San Francisco mint mark, this will be a semi-key date. But that's going to be a 1949 out of Philly. And then back here, we have another 1940s. And that's going to be a 1940 out of Philly. All right. I bring you guys in again on roll number 22 that I just laid out, because I see we have an older reverse right here. So I'm going to pull this up, and let's hope this is an older nickel. What do we have? Yep, we got a 1941. That looks like that was out of Philadelphia. Then I also saw something else strange in this roll. I have a dark nickel right here, and it doesn't quite look like a Jefferson. And that is definitely going to be a Buffalo nickel. All right. And, boy, I think we're going to have to nick and date this one. It's pretty trashed as it is, so I don't think we're going to really hurt it much. All right, well, let me break out the nick and date, and we'll try to pull a date off this thing. And I thought I saw we might have something else right back here in this roll as well. Oh, we do. Wow. 1947, that one is. And that's going to be a San Francisco mint, too. Awesome. So that's tougher to find. All right. Yeah, let me nick and date that Buffalo, and let's see what kind of date it has on it. Be right back. All right, guys, it wasn't very easy. This is a very dirty Buffalo nickel. I had to nick and date this thing about 4 or 5 times, but you can just barely make out an 8 at the end and just barely a 2. So this is actually going to be a 1928, and I'm not even going to try, but that definitely looks like a Philadelphia. I don't see a spot where there'd be a mint mark or any kind of indication that there was even a mint mark there. All right. Well, we'll add it to the finds up here on the board. And I don't know if that's going to be a book edition or not, but we'll just have to see at the end. And we'll keep moving through this roll and see what else we can find. Very next roll. We're on roll number 23 now. About halfway through it, and I totally missed this by the edge. We're going to have a silver wartime nickel, though. Philadelphia minted. Probably a 43, most likely. And yes, it is. So I don't see the 3/2, and I don't see the doubled I, but we can put it under the scope. And yeah, it doesn't look like it. And we'll just check the 3/2, and nope, just the regular 3. So we do have silver for the hunt. Awesome. All right. Well, I just unwrapped roll number 27 and laid out the nickels, and I see we're going to have 2 older ones right next to each other here. First one, we'll have a 1941, and that is going to be, as soon as I can find it, here we go, out of Philadelphia. And then we had a 1952 that was right behind that 41. And let's see what this is. And that's going to be a lower mint, San Francisco. So that's pretty cool. Definitely take that. Awesome. All right. Keep moving through this roll here and see if there's anything else hiding. All right. It's been a couple rolls, guys. I'm up to roll number 30 now. And I'm about 10 coins into it. And I came up to a 1939 obverse facing. So we can see what we have. Let's hope it has a mint mark. And that is not going to have a mint mark. And I don't believe it has any doubling, but we can put it under the scope to check it. And it definitely does not have any doubling either. All right. So that's another 30s nickel for the hunt. Roll number 35 is going to give us another 1940 Jefferson nickel. And that one is going to be out of Philadelphia. All right. Roll number 37 is going to give us another 40s Jefferson. And we have a 1946 right here that is going to be out of Philadelphia. All right. Add it to our 40s up here. Getting quite a few of them so far. 50s as well. All right, guys, I'm going to bring you in here on the next roll, roll number 38. Now, this roll's got a couple interesting things going on. First one I'm going to show you will be this really cruddy, and I don't know what that is on it, but it is going to be a lower mint 2009 out of Denver right there. That Has definitely been used hard. And we got this one here, which looks weird with toning. 1997 Philly. There's some odd toning there on it. Not going to hold on to that one. But then the last one I want to show you is here in this roll. Is this guy right here. I did not think anything of this because it's dirty and corroded. And you can see it's a 1942. And this is going to be a second silver wartime nickel because there is a P mint mark right there. So this will be a first year wartime and not as easy to find either. All right, that's awesome though. We'll have two now. Silver nickels for this box. Very next roll again, guys. Now we're on roll number 39, and we are going to have another 40s Jefferson. This one is Philadelphia minted. And we have a 1948. And that was about halfway through roll 39. So, all right, roll number 41. Just laid it out. And we're going to have at least two from the 40s in this one. And these are actually both obverse facing. And there's only one coin in between the two of them. So let's see if these have any mint marks on them. Because I do not know. Oh, where'd that one just go? There it is. All right. So our first one is going to be a Philadelphia. Very worn and heavily used. Second one right here looks like it's in a little bit better shape. And that's also going to be a Philadelphia. And then I thought I might have seen something back here that looked kind of older as well. Yeah, this one right here, reverse facing, another Philadelphia. And that's going to be a 1970 out of Denver. So it's not a Philly. It's a newer one. All right, it just looked old. But all right, if there's anything else hiding in here, I will be back to share it. Just working the last part of roll number 45, and we're going to have another oldie right here. This is going to be a first year Jefferson, 1938. And if this has a DRS mint mark, it is one of our key dates. And I know we need those for the book yet. So let's see what this has. And it's going to be a Philadelphia. So it is not a key date coin, but we do have an old first year Jefferson. All right. Move on to roll number 46 after these last three coins. All right, box number 1 of this hunt is in the books, and we have two 2009s, 3 from the 30s, a total of 15 from the 40s, total of 17 from the 50s altogether. We did find 1 Buffalo in this box and 2 wartime silver nickels. So we'll move on to box number 2 of the hunt, and hopefully that box is just as good as this one. Second box for this hunt is going to kick us off in roll number 2, or roll number 52. And we're going to have a 1940 about halfway through the roll. And that is going to be a Philadelphia. Okay. 40s on the board for box 2. Roll number 57 of the hunt is going to give us our second 40s nickel for the second box. And we have a 1946 right here. And that is going to be a Philadelphia. So pretty common, but we'll still take it. Roll 13 of box 2. We're going to have another 1940s Jefferson nickel in the roll right here. And I believe I see something older a little further back in the roll too. But we have a 1940. And that one's going to be out of Denver with the Ring of Death on it. And then right back here is what I just saw. Yep, this definitely looks like it's older for sure. Philadelphia minted. 1947. So that's 2 40s for this roll. Well, let's just go through it here quick and see if there's anything else. So here's another older looking one. That's got a D on the back. Let's see what that is. And 1959. So we'll take that. 6. All right. If there's any varieties, I'll be back. 2 rolls later, we're now on roll 65 for the hunt. And just working towards the back part of the roll here. And we're going to have another 40s nickel. This will be a 1947 this time, out of Philadelphia. Then I saw we also have what looks to be a foreign. Yep. The first foreign for the hunt, 1983, from Canada. All right. Not bad. Roll number 66 is going to give us another 40s nickel for the hunt. We have a 1941. And that one's going to be out of Philadelphia. All right. Move on to roll number 67. I just laid out roll number 67. I'm not sure if we have a coin find in this roll yet, but we do have something very strange that I would not have expected to find in a roll. What in the world? This is like a, like a sink screen or something that you would find in the faucet. That is so weird. Yeah, I wouldn't expect to find that in a roll. All right, well, that's an odd find right there. Very odd. And I don't believe that, no. I don't think there's anything in here that's older. That looks like 70s. No, 1990. I was way off. All right. All right, I'll have to go through these to see if there's any kind of varieties or anything, but yeah, that's really strange. I have never found anything like that in a roll in my life. Weird. Alrighty. We're now on the very next roll, roll number 68 of this hunt. And we have 2 different colored items in this roll. We'll start in the back here. This one looks like it's damaged, I'm going to say. I don't know if this is older or not, but it does have a Denver mint mark. Let's give it the flip. And yeah, okay. That's going to be a 1953 out of Denver. That is heavily, heavily damaged and corroded. And let's see, our second item was up here more towards the front. It just looks darker. And what are we going to have here? 1968S. That might be a proof strike. Actually, for how thick that rim is, oh yeah. Wow. Okay, so we're going to have a 1968 proof now in this roll as well. That's pretty rare. I'll put the mintage up on that. And then I thought I saw, looked like we had maybe something, maybe a couple things actually older in this roll. I'm just going to skim through it here quick. What is that? 1980. This one here has a Denver mint mark on the reverse. Looks a little older. 1960, so that's not quite old enough. This one here looks like it's kind of old as well. And that one is 1941. And that's going to be out of San Francisco. Okay, we'll take that for sure. All right, I'll have to look at the rest of these closer, but if there's anything else hiding in here, I'll be back to share it with you. Roll 73, we're about halfway through, and I have an older Jefferson that's reverse facing here in front of me. I did flip this already, so I know what the date is. But we do have a Philadelphia minted, 1941. So we'll take that. And also, towards the beginning of this roll, we found a 1953 out of Denver. Yeah, it's pretty worn. All right, we'll keep moving to this roll. If there's anything else, I'll be back to share it with you. Looks like roll 73 is going to have a second find in it, or a third find, really, I should say, because we had the 41 and the 53 Denver. Now we're going to have a 1939 that is out of Philadelphia. Pretty beat up, kind of beat up, and not the DDR. I already checked it under the scope. But I believe that's going to be a oldest for this box so far. So we'll definitely take that and keep moving. Roll 75 is going to give us another oldie Jefferson. We have a 1939. This has a mint mark. It's a key date. And we do not. So we can check it under the scope for that DDR, which I do not see. This looks like it's heavily worn. That's all. All right. So that'll be our second 1939 for this box. And we'll keep moving through and see what else we can find here. Roll 78 of the hunt is going to give us a 1948. It definitely looks like it's been circulated quite a bit. And that's going to be out of Philadelphia. All right, not bad. We'll keep moving here and see if there's anything else hiding in this roll. Roll 80 of the hunt is going to give us another 40s Jefferson nickel. And we have a 1940 again, pretty beat up. And that one is going to be out of Denver this time. All right. It's not another Philly, at least. All right, we'll see if there's anything else in here. Roll number 83 is going to give us Jefferson nickel from the 40s, number 11. And we're going to have a 1949 with a big scratch going down it. And that one is going to be a Philadelphia. And then also in this roll, I pulled a 1959, and this one is actually a Philadelphia, which is tougher to find. So we'll definitely take that for sure. All right, we'll move on to roll number 84. Just finished up roll number 86 for the hunt, and we were able to pull another 40s Jefferson. We have a 1946. And this one is going to be out of Denver. All right, at least it's not a Philly. But definitely take that. Move on to roll 87. Roll 92 is going to give us a mint error. I have a 2023 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel. And this one, if you guys can see it right there, you can see Jefferson's eyes underneath the steps of the building. So we're going to have a die clash for the hunt. And this one is not bad. You can see that pretty well. And let's see, this side. Yeah, you can see the line going across his eyes right there just a little bit. And that's about all I'm seeing on this one. But they sell for a few dollars, so I'll definitely hold on to that. And glad to have it. All right. Keep moving and see if there's anything else. Roll 94, and we're going to have another beat up 1940. And this one, this time, is going to be from the Philadelphia Mint. Yeah. Very slick, very beat up. All right. All right, guys, roll number 97. We're going to have our third wartime silver nickel for the hunt. I'm only a few coins into this roll, and this is what I uncovered. This time we're going to have a 1945, and that's going to be a San Francisco. Nice. So I believe that will fill a spot in the book, but we'll just have to see at the end here in a little bit. That is awesome, though. 3 silvers for the hunt. Excellent. Keep moving through this roll now, and we'll see if there's anything else in here, and if there is, I will share it with you. Roll number 98 is going to give us another find. I'm about halfway through this roll, and I see an S mint mark on this nickel right here. And you can see the shine and the way it looks. There's a little bit of cameo left on it. This is very circulated, but we are going to have a second proof in this box. And this one is a 2005, looks like Ocean in View. Proof nickel. That is awesome. I'll put the mintage below, and we'll keep moving on. That is sweet. Roll number 99 for the hunt. It's going to give us a very slick Jefferson reverse, so I'm just assuming that this is going to be an older one. And it looks like it's Philadelphia minted. I would believe so. And let's see what we have for a date. And 1941, so pretty common, pretty beat up, pretty slick. We'll take it. And keep moving. That's going to do it for the second box of this hunt. We did not have quite as many finds in this box as the first box for the hunt, but we did have a total of 32 finds altogether. And I would say this box definitely had a couple other things and better things possibly than the first box. But we'll get into what we got here real quick to do a wrap up for this box. We did get one foreign, a Canadian there from 1983. We also got two 1939 Jefferson nickels. A total of, what do I have here? 15 1940s Jefferson nickels. A total of 10 1950s Jefferson nickels in this box. We did get one mint error, the 2023 Die Clash. We also found one silver wartime nickel in this box. Two proofs, one of them being a 1968 in really good condition. And an oddity as well. What looks to be like a sink filter screen for a faucet in this box. That is definitely strange, and I've never found one of those before in a bankroll or any kind of coin roll. So that's a weird one, but let me get everything together now for this hunt, and we'll go through what we found in both boxes together. Be right back. We're back for a wrap up of this hunt, and I'll tell you what, this was a pretty loaded hunt. Between both the boxes that we hunted here, we had a total of 72 finds that we pulled out of here. That's not including our nicer condition nickels up here that we can compare to the albums or see if there's any possible additions. I know we're going to have some new additions in this episode with the war nickels, and we'll just have to see about the buffalo nickel towards the end. But I'll get right into everything that we found here. We only did find one foreign Canadian nickel for the hunt. We found two 2009s, one Philadelphia, one Denver, a total of 5 from the 30s, one 1938 and 4 1939s. We found a total of 30 nickels from the 40s, and that does include the silvers as well. I'll get to them in a second. 50s nickels, we found a whole bunch of 50s nickels. I guess a total of 27. So we did find more 40s nickels, but a wider variety of dates in the 50s here. And then the finds for this hunt, we have one mint error, being the Clash die on the 2023 Philadelphia, which I don't even have to put it under the scope. And you guys can see that right underneath the building there. Jefferson's eyes from the design on the obverse side. We did find the one buffalo nickel, 1928, in horrible condition. And like I said, we'll have to see if that is an addition for the album. We did find 3 silvers, 1945 San Francisco, a 42 Philadelphia, and a 43 Philadelphia. Those might be additions, the 45 and the 42. We'll have to see once we get into them. We did find 2 proofs in this episode. The 2005 Ocean in View proof Jefferson nickel, low mintage right there. And then a much nicer condition, an older example, a 1968 proof, and that's also San Francisco. And I guess the camera is kind of picking it up a little bit, but this one here definitely has a nice bluish like hue of tinting on both sides and toning here. It actually looks really, really nice in hand. So that's an awesome find right there. And then for oddities, I've never found one of these before, but we found a faucet screen as some of my nickels go flying because the screen stuck to my pad. But never found this in a roll before. That's odd for sure. And yeah, weirdo. All right. So like I said, with these nickels over here, then we'll just have to see if these are any possible additions or upgrades. And that is going to be our next step, is to pull out the albums and see if we can add anything to them. So let me do that, and I'll be right back as soon as I have everything set up. All right, guys, here's a look at the books. And for this episode, we actually did pretty good for being as far along as we are. We were able to add 4 more spots to our books today in the Jefferson Nickel albums. And the first one is going to be the 1942, which is going to be right here. That is a wartime silver nickel. It's the Philadelphia example. And then we also added the 1945 San Francisco right there. Then our third edition for today is going to be the 1972 out of Denver. That one's actually in pretty good condition. So it's going to be tough to find an upgrade for that. And then our last edition is going to be the Ocean in View 2005 Denver. And that's part of the Westward Journey series of nickels. So that's going to do it for the additions in the Jefferson Nickel albums. And then we also did have 3 upgrades. First one being, where's it at? Right up here. There it is. The 1957. You can see this is the one that we had in there. And then that's today's example right there. Looks much better. Our second upgrade is going to be the 1987 out of Denver. Right here is the one we had in the spot, which doesn't look bad, but definitely could have been better. And today's example was much better. And then our last upgrade for this hunt is going to be the 2016 out of Denver. The example we had in there still looked nice, but did have some obverse scratching and a little bit of scratching on the reverse. And then today's example that we placed in here looks basically uncirculated, so I don't think we're going to be able to find an upgrade for that. So that's another good addition, or upgrade, I should say, for the album. And then the last addition we had in this hunt is going to be in our Buffalo Nickel album, and that is the 1928 Philadelphia. I really hope we can find a better example for that one somewheres along in our hunts, but we now have 10 spots in our Buffalo Nickel album, and that gives us 55 spots to fill in this album still. So we have a lot of work to do here, but that's to be expected because Buffalo Nickels are much harder to find in circulation still. And I'm real happy with the amount of additions that we had for our Jefferson Nickel albums today. These albums are starting to look really, really nice now. And we don't have many holes to fill. So only being 19 boxes into this hunt, I'd say this is excellent so far. And if you guys think so, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you're liking the content so far, please don't be afraid to subscribe to my channel. It doesn't cost a thing. It's absolutely free. And you'll get to see all the rest of my content in the future that I put out, plus the past. If you go back on my channel and just check out those videos as well. So I'd like to thank everybody for watching. And I'm going to get out of here. And we'll see you on the next one. And then we also can't forget about our silver jar. We had 3 war nickels in this hunt. So we can add 3 war nickels to our jar. And there they are. All right. Well, it's slowly adding up, but we're getting there.